there's a black woman watching right now who has an idea in her that she wants to give birth to, but the risk reward ratio to her is not motivating, it's demotivating. Morgan, what do you say to her tonight?
I say to her, as I said to myself back in the day, was you want to solve a problem for a group of people that you're willing to be broke for the next 7 years of your life. And you're willing to put your name attached to something that everybody knows you're doing it, but it's not successful. It has to be worth the journey. The journey in itself has to be valuable to you and feed your soul. Otherwise, it's not going to work, because in any given year, you could have $1 million in the bank or you could have $0 in the bank. And sometimes it happens on a quarterly basis. You never know. And a lot of things are out of your control, just like we're in COVID right now. This is out of our control, but you have to enjoy going to work every day and leading a team. And so I would say to her, I'd say, if you're not motivated by the problem that you're solving and the community that you're solving, then this may not be the right pathway for you. But if you are, if you're willing to be broke, if you're willing to eat boiled eggs and oatmeal and live in your mama's house and, drive Uber on the side and do all the things because you love what you do and you love who you solve a problem for, sign up. Let's go.
Okay, first of all, I love all that. There's no part of that I did not just fall in love with. And secondly, you didn't want to just help black women. You helped everybody with that. I mean, if you're willing to be broke for it, then it's worth the trouble of doing. So let's talk about Blavity real quick. Tell me, and those who don't know, what is it? What is Blavity?
So Blavity Inc. is a media company, holding company, where we have a variety of lifestyle brands focused on the Black and millennial Gen Z audience. So we have news brands like Blavity Politics, Shadow and Act. We have lifestyle brands like 2190 and Travel Noir, which focus on travel around the world and the diaspora. And then we have our business brand, Afrotech, which has a huge tech conference in the Bay Area, and also media brands, kind of like a Gen Z Afrotech, Black enterprise, if you will. So collaboratively, Blavity is the largest Black media company for this younger generation. We reach millions and millions of people a day. And we have a network of writers, freelancers, reporters, designers, videographers, everybody, you name it, who we work with.
So is that what does the name mean? Is that does the collaborative piece blend in with the Blackness, and that's how you get Blavity?
Blavity stands for Black Gravity. And it's a term that I used with my friends in school, and that we used at our university, that described the formation of Black people coming together. You know, when you're at the lunch table and it's just like 5 people, 10 people, and all of a sudden it's like, do you even go to this school? Like, did you graduate? Why are you here? That is Blavity. That's Black Gravity. Or all of us right now on Saturday nights, streaming in our bedrooms or in our living rooms, dancing to verses. That's Black Gravity online. That's Blavity.
That is so interesting. That's good. Tanya, that's good. I like all that.
I told you. I mean, I just, I can stay silent and just keep listening to Morgan all day, Dr. Sean.
You know what's interesting about what Morgan is putting before us is I did not expect her to have that. This might sound funny. That basic of an understanding of what her company provides. You know what I'm saying? Because normally when you ask business, when I'm on the show and ask business people, what does your company do, right? They're able to tell me what the product does, what the service does. But what she just took us into is what the user, the Black community, what the benefit is for us happens to be.
That's right.
What I'm asking you, Tanya, is how important is that in business? Is it more important for someone who's running a company or developing something to think on the side of the user or the experiencer than just to have a technical understanding of what they're doing?
It is extraordinarily important for us as the leaders of companies to understand what our North Star is. What is that guides us every day, that we wake up and say, to Morgan's earlier point, we want to solve X. And typically solving X is not answered by one product, one feature, one conversation alone, right? It's more complicated and nuanced than that. And so when you ask Morgan that question, and she describes this empire that she's built with Blavity, that empire didn't start as an empire. It started in one place. But then, she was close enough to her users to understand how to meet other needs that they have, and
That's what that impressed me with her answer. Right. Is how well she knows the people she's serving.
Absolutely. That's right.
I mean, Morgan, we're talking about you like you're not here, but it was impressive because at the most basic level, I think, let me ask you another question in form of a question. I think what makes Black people different in business than other people in business is not the dollars and the cents and the metrics. Everybody does that. But we have to have, and Morgan, you tell me if you agree with this, we have to have a sense, a deeper sense of what people are thinking and feeling than I think other communities have to have in business. Am I off?
No, I agree with that completely. I mean, when you look at the problems that both Tanya's company and mine solve, it's because we are solving a problem that if not us, then who? Mm-hmm. I don't think that our community has the privilege of other people solving our problems. Right? So it has to be us. Like, I can't just be like, I'm just going to solve like girls' problems all over the world. No, I'm going to solve my sister's problems, And so, I do think it's a responsibility that we carry, but it also makes us the best innovators for ourselves. And honestly, that's just the way the economy works, in my opinion. So that's why we have so many female entrepreneurs and Black female entrepreneurs as the fastest growing set of entrepreneurs in the country. It's because we're solving our own problems.
Morgan, break it down to me to maybe one sentence or one word. What problem were you trying to solve?
Access. Access to information, access to each other, access to wealth.
I'm going to ask you the same question, Tanya. We're going to talk about your business on the other side of the break and give you, all the time you need to really take people into it. But I'm going to ask you the same question even now. What problem were you trying to solve with the development of the app that you created?
The Black wealth gap. By 2053, African Americans are projected to have a negative net worth. That statistic in and of itself makes me want to cry every night when I go to bed, because we all know that no money means no power. And we are already a people who struggle in this country in ways that we have all experienced this week. We struggle with not having access, with not having a voice, with not having power. And so being on a road to having a negative net worth just puts us in a more vulnerable position than we've ever been in before. So that's the problem I want to solve. We need wealth in order for us to have power and in order for us to truly have freedom.
Yeah, what I love about this conversation so far is that it's bringing people back to some fundamental things. I think most extraordinary, remarkably complicated and intricate things grow out of very simple, fundamental premises. And what I hear both of you inviting all of us to do is to get back to the notion of what it is we're trying to, or who it is we're trying to serve, and what it is we're trying to solve. And not so much get wrapped up into making money, how much money we make, how much fame or prominence we have. But all of that will come. Morgan, you chime in on this. All of that will come if you have a sense of what your mission and fundamental raison d'etre, your reason for being is.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. People ask me all the time, who is your PR agent? How did you guys grow so quickly? It's because it's a big problem, what we're doing is a real thing. And it was something that was painful. People felt lonely. People felt disconnected. People felt like they didn't know what was going on. They didn't know how to find access to this information. They were making group chats and Twitter threads, and there's all of these roundabout ways of staying connected. And that is friction. So, any entrepreneur who's evaluating their own idea, their own business, their own vision right now, the question is there friction? Is it difficult for somebody to do what it is that you solve? And if the answer is yeah, it is, there is friction, great. That's a beautiful reason relieve that friction, make it seamless, make it like silk, you know? And so, yeah, I absolutely agree.